When you hit the... Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Anastasia Lazerbeam. Normally, I do video games, but for this time, I was inspired by a particular movie, and I wanted to do a review of it. I asked my friend here, Mr. James Phoenix, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, yeah. He who has also seen the movie, and it's super fresh for him, so you just saw it like an hour ago?
Out there about, yeah. It ended
Yeah,
about
so,
8:30, so maybe an hour and a half.
yeah, so it's still fresh in his mind. So without further ado, we'll just go into it. Just basically like first opinions, just like what you initially got off from the film. You can go first.
Emotions are confusing.
Yes, they are. One of the first things I got here was that emotions can have more than one role. Like she didn't even know what the sadness one was for, but the scared one helped her keep her safe. And I don't know what the anger one did, other than be red.
the
But
anger
the
one was
green,
the anger one was like a defensive mode almost,
I guess, the
and
green one kept.
have to be aggressive, overcome things, so on and so forth. I think
Okay, the green one, I don't know, the green one kind of gave her style, I guess.
the green one was disgust. It kept her away from discussing gross things, and yeah, apparently style was a side effect.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
so
don't.
that was really cool. Like that each emotion you kind of have to feel, um, because they all serve a purpose. So that was my
Yeah,
initial thing on that. Did anything
agree.
surprise you about this film?
Um.
Like
Uh,
I was
I, I,
surprised how good reviews it got, so that's why I decided to go see it.
I, I mean, the Pixar movie, I knew it was going to be good. I was surprised that it got a little bit darker than I expected it to in terms of everything that was going on in Riley's head.
hmm When you say dark, spoiler, do you want to take off your helmet? You specifically mean?
um, when like all the freaking the island started collapsing and shit, and everything started going wrong, and
Like that's slowly how you become a criminal by breaking all your ties to like everything else.
apparently, yeah,
I mean, if you consider it, like all criminals are probably pretty lonely and they're, breaking off all ties unless they're in a gang and someone else is in a gang with them or whatever. Uh,
Gang Island.
yeah, Gangbang Island called Newburgh. It's funny. Yeah. I really liked this film. I was surprised at how much I liked it and how much depth it went. Like there was I'm gonna say deaths, but there was a few deaths I guess in here. Like that imaginary Barney dude. I don't know what he was called. So he was basically like an imaginary friend.
His name,
And
come on, his name was Bing Bong.
oh, I don't remember. I remembered he was a Barney dude.
He had a theme song.
I don't remember that either.
He had a theme song. That's what powered his rocket wagon.
I know. I don't. I remember they had a theme
Everybody
song.
likes to play with Bing Bong, Bing Bong. Come on.
Okay.
He was
I knew
he
he
was
was.
he was he was imaginary and he was cool.
He was cool. I thought it was kind of creepy when he started to I noticed his arm was missing and he started fading away. That was pretty scary.
Yeah, and he sacrificed himself so Joy could get back to headquarters. That was
Yeah.
sad.
And the other thing that was
And
surprising
I
to
know that
me,
voice. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna look it up, but I know that voice actor. I recognize that voice actor, but I don't know who it is.
it was weird how Joy tried to wake up her with happiness, because that's all she knows.
Yeah, that was kind of the overall arcing message of the movie, is that Joy. It was important to her that Riley have majority happiness, and obviously that was going to be involved here and there. But she thought it was important that the majority of it be happiness. And the problem was, you can't always be happy. You need to feel other emotions sometimes, especially sadness, because if you're never sad, you can't feel happy again. So it's important that was kind of a lesson she needed to learn, and I realized that, and I didn't realize it at first. But as the
And
movie went on,
also,
I started realizing, oh, that's the idea. Is sadness is important because sadness, you have to be sad in order to cope with feelings, and then you can be happy in other things again.
and
And that was
also
kind of cool how Joy came
sadness,
to the revelation.
and also like sadness helped Bing Bong feel better. Is like sadness is also empathy. So like if you're happy all the time, you'd be like the fucking Joker or something. You would just be like fucking psychotic because you would have like literally like no empathy.
True.
Like, oh, look, men are children, ah, ha, ha, experiencing joy. Like, what the fuck? No, you're supposed to feel sad about that.
Mm-hmm. That's who that was.
Who?
I knew the voice of Bing Bong.
Who was the
It was
voice of Bing Bong?
Paul.
Paul, as in like Paul, like.
Like Paul from Spin City.
Oh, I don't know who the fuck that is.
It's Paul. He's Richard Kind is the actor's name, but it's Paul from Spin City. That's like as Mole will tell you, that's who he is. He's just Paul. You
What
don't
did
even
he
know
play?
anything else.
What did the character look like from Sin City?
He was the not Sin City, Spin City.
Okay, never seen that. Sorry.
It's a TV show. Michael J. Fox was on it, and then Charlie Sheen took over.
Never seen it.
Was about okay, never mind. But anyway, he was on that.
Okay.
And I mean, he was on. He's been on a whole bunch of different stuff, but that was what he was. That's one of the big things he was known for was that.
Okay. So yeah. If anything, that was really surprising for me because I was just thinking, without that, you would fucking be the Joker,
Something like that.
And, I just gotta keep my cat away from like destroying my guinea pigs bedding. Yeah. So anyway.
Do guinea pigs really need beds? Don't they just sleep on hay?
Like when I say bedding, I just mean like wood chips and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because they gotta change it because they're only covered in piss and shit, and they can't stay in there.
Lovely.
And also, they need their own fan on them because it's been really hot. I didn't know they're only supposed to take between temperatures of 50 and 70. Anyway, so yeah, that was really surprising, and it was surprising that like Anger was like, let's run away and stuff. I'm like, holy shit! Like she actually fucking did it. She stole a credit card and then destroyed Honesty Island, and I was like, oh
We
my
just saw
god.
once Anger put the idea in the control panel, there was no taking it out. Only sadness could take it out.
Because you have to like feel bad about what you're doing to like have empathy and understanding to
Exactly.
get it out.
Right.
And I thought it was funny that she's the only one who read the manual.
Well, somebody had to read the manual.
No, but she didn't even have to. It was optional. Like she's like, how about she just wanted her to stay out,
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, it totally worked. And then it was interesting how like certain memories got like faded and stuff, forgotten like forever. Like that was pretty like crazy.
Indeed.
Yeah, especially like, and then those fuckers in they put the stupid gum song up in your head and made her recall that all the time.
That was hysterical. That was the best joke in the movie.
I was like, no, but it kind of made sense because I'm like, like those random facts in your head you just remember and you can't stop. That's what that is, like, But like also it kind of made me weirded out that like they could specifically recall like any particular memory and could prevent any memory from being faded. So if you had a bajillion of those, you could remember everything.
Mm-hmm. But you don't, so you can't.
That's why Sherlock's special. He has all of them.
Ha.
And we don't have that's when Sherlock has, so he never forgets anything.
That's like you go into Sherlock's brain, and like if you look at the headquarters window, there's all the islands, and just behind all the islands, just giant, is the Mind Palace.
Yeah. The rules over the islands, yeah. I don't know about you, but this made me think of this movie made me think of my own like sort of like schema and how my brain would set up the islands.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was thinking, oh, I wouldn't have Honesty Island, but I'd have like Blunt Honesty Island, which would often counteract with Empathy Island.
Yeah. Well, empathy isn't really an island per se, as we saw. Well,
I would have to have an island because I've tried to do that, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like Social Acceptance Island, that's a very unused island.
Uh-huh. Well, then if it's unused, then you probably don't have an island for that.
No, like I said it'd be rusty, but it wouldn't be completely abandoned.
Well,
The
as we saw in
population.
Riley's head, the islands were either used or they collapsed into the abyss of nothing. There's really no in between.
No, that's what I mean. I mean, like, they were still there, but, like, I mean, like, just imagine if they weren't used often, but they still were used occasionally.
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe.
it's slightly abandoned, but not completely destroyed. Like, hey, we use that every once in a while. Anyway, so, like, but this movie really makes you think about how you think, which I think was really cool, which is what actually one of the reviewers from the New York Times said. And that's what I really like, is movies that change the way you think.
Oh, yeah.
That's always really awesome.
Yeah. And it's also a great way to give kids perspective on what they're feeling, too.
Because kids definitely don't know how to control the way they think or explain the way they
No.
feel.
And this gives them a way to understand that, oh, you know, because they understand, okay, there's these feelings in my head, and sometimes they fight with each other, and that's weird things, and that's just how it operates, and that makes them better understand what's going on. Although I did have one fundamental problem with the opening of this movie.
What's that?
The fact that joy was the first emotion. I'm sorry, no, when you're born, you're screaming your head off. Sadness is the first emotion.
I'd say pain is the first emotion.
Pain is not an emotion. Pain is a feeling.
Okay, then it should be a combination of anger and sadness.
Well, children that young don't understand really the concept of anger per se. They can't really feel anger till later. But sadness would, because you saw how fast sadness kicked in there after joy. I think sadness would have been first, and then joy would have kicked in afterward. Maybe that's just me.
I would just say anger or sadness, because you still might have the feeling, even though you don't have a name for it, just because, holy fuck, someone just cut parts of me off. Like, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just, like I said, I don't think anger, you're capable of having anger at that point. I don't think it's a...
I don't think it's 100%. I just say, like, slight anger and mostly sadness.
I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, especially for kids that get circumcised right there, oh, you're going to be angry. I don't care who you are. You might not know about it, and you might have that anger, which then will awaken when you're older, but you realized you were angry at the moment, you just didn't remember about it because you're too young. Anyway, but yeah, I would say some kind of negative emotion. Which another thing is that yeah, well, guys, not really negative emotions. They all do something. Although joy, I guess, is the only like 100% positive emotion, but that's still again like not good by itself. Although I did like how they they didn't show it much, and I'd like for them to show it more.
Emotions are not 100% positive though. It's in how you use them.
Oh, that's what I said. And you were super crazy delayed. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, I was talking and I thought I was unmuted, but it wasn't. But I want because as we saw near the end when she joined the new hockey team, anger kicked in there and was helping to get past the other hockey players and score that goal. So the emotions can be used positively, and fear can be used positively to protect you and whatnot. And there's positive aspects to all the different emotions. It's just in how they're used, but they all have to be in balance with each other. Otherwise, you end up with shit like we saw in the movie.
Yeah. But although I do like how in all the other characters they kind of took on like one or two features of the actual like person. Like with Riley's, they're all like the base model of whatever they were. But like the mom they all had glasses, and they all I think were women. And like in the dad, they're all like guys with mustaches.
Hell yeah, mustaches.
I like even when the cat one just showed you how cats are so random. They were just messing around, and when the cat jumped up at nothing, it was because someone was messing with the keyboard.
Yeah, the fear cat jumped on the keyboard.
Yeah, and it just showed like how I don't know, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I think
I like the dog one.
Yeah.
I smell food. Man has food. Get food.
Yes.
Also, seriously, what the fuck pizza place only serves broccoli pizza? What the hell? That was bullshit.
That was bullshit. Like, I don't even know what to say. That place would be out of business so fast.
Yeah, how is that place still operating?
Yeah, like, and if it was here, people are crazy about that pizza. That place would have been a victim of arson by now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think this movie over as a whole was pretty great. It's pretty much great for all
Hmm.
ages. It's very
Oh
high
yeah.
intelligence and full of
Hmm.
message, but not preachy,
Yeah.
and it's just a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Should we I don't know if you want to go through it all, but should we get into the basic aspects of the plot a little bit?
No.
Oh, you're not fun.
The movie is emotions, and they're in a brain, kind of like that movie with Eddie Murphy and the things inside his head, except Pixar and done better and
What
enjoyable
movie
than
with
any
Eddie
part one.
Murphy?
The movie with Eddie Murphy, where like there was big Eddie Murphy, and then people were inside his head and ran things.
I don't remember that movie.
I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was a thing. It was like people in his head doing stuff, except this is better.
I'm
So,
relatively sure that wasn't a movie, but okay.
oh, it totally was. Okay, we'll look it up later.
Okay. So wait, Eddie Murphy was
Eddie,
the dude, or Eddie Murphy was inside a dude's head?
I think Eddie Murphy was the big guy, but he could have also been several mini Eddie Murphys inside him, but I'm not sure.
You're sure you're not thinking of Osmosis Jones?
It wasn't Osmosis Jones. It was like a live action thing where I think it was a robot controlling a bigger robot, and like he also controlled himself, but he was actually really small, or I don't fucking know. It was a long time ago.
Okay then.
Like there was a big Eddie Murphy, and then tiny Eddie Murphys, I think, ran the big Eddie Murphy. Anyway.
All right then.
Anyway, so yeah, so I'm not gonna give away too many spoilers already, even if we already gave away some parts. Still, that way you have the majority of the movie to go see yourself, which you should already see
Right.
because everybody support this movie.
Well, I agree. I just wanted to say, for those of you wondering, the basic premise is that the emotions are in the little girl Riley's head, and when she and her family move to a new home in San Francisco, things start to go awry, and the emotions then start dealing with a lot of new stuff they haven't dealt with yet, and a little bit of chaos ensues.
Okay, that's it.
That's all I wanted to give them. Just a little bit.
Okay. I mean, like, they could just see the movie themselves. They don't need to know whether it's in San Francisco or the Bahamas or whatever.
Should have been in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Then we can all go hang out with the Brazilian helicopter pilot.
There you go. So anyway, I'm gonna give this movie, like a 9 out of 10. Just because I don't think there's a perfect movie, so nothing you get a 10 out of 10.
Sorry, what was your score?
I give 9 out of 10 just because I don't like think the perfect movie is like it's really hard to be like perfect. So.
Yeah, no, I can agree. I can agree with you. I would definitely give it an 8.5 to a 9. It's definitely a great movie. Definitely got a great Disney Pixar feel to it. It definitely makes you feel things. It makes you think about things you hadn't really thought about before. There's a lot of fun appearances, a lot of fun stuff going on. It's a good movie. Go check it out.
All right, totally awesome. So, thanks for watching my little movie thing. And yeah, maybe I don't know if it's people like this, I'll do it again or something. Or I don't have to be inspired. I've been so lazy. I just have to be inspired or like have a time, which I never like, do. But yeah, I need a muse now. I'm being so whimsical.
Hmm.
Alright, thanks anyway. So, see you guys later. Hang up.
Bye.